Native American tribes refer to a diverse range of ethnic groups that inhabited the Americas before the arrival of Europeans. The American continent is home to many different Native American tribes with their own cultures, languages, and traditions. Inca. The Inca tribe is one of the most famous indigenous civilizations in South America. They lived in the region now known as Peru from around the 13th to the 16th century AD. Their peak of power occurred during the 15th and early 16th centuries, before the arrival of the Spanish in the Americas. In addition to the examples mentioned, there are many other Native American tribes, such as the Navajo, Cheyenne, Hopi, Cherokee, Ojibwe, Chippewa, and many more. Each Native American tribe has a rich and unique history, culture, and tradition. Here are some famous Native American tribes from various parts of America, territory and governance. The Inca tribe built their empire called Tawantinsuyu, which means 4 regions in the Quechua language. Their empire encompassed a vast Andean territory, including parts of Peru, Bolivia, Ecuador, Colombia, and Chile. The Inca government was highly centralized, with the emperor Sapa Inca as the highest leader. The empire was divided into provinces governed by governors appointed by the Sapa Inca architecture. The Inca tribe is renowned for their extraordinary architecture. They built impressive cities and settlement complexes such as Machu Picchu, Cusco, and Sacsayhuaman. Inca buildings were made of meticulously carved natural stones stacked without the use of mortar. Their technical skills and precision in constructing intricate stone structures were among their greatest achievements. Agriculture. The Inca tribe developed advanced agricultural systems, especially in the high mountain regions. They constructed intricate agricultural terraces that allowed farming on steep mountain slopes. They also developed sophisticated irrigation systems to water their fields. Important crops in Inca agriculture included potatoes, quinoa, maize, and many more. Economy. The Inca tribe's economy was based on efficient agricultural systems. They also developed a vast and complex road network that facilitated trade across the empire. The exchange of goods such as textiles, metals, and agricultural products between various Inca regions was crucial in maintaining their economic stability. Language and writing. The official language of the Inca tribe of Quechua, which is still spoken by a number of people in Peru and surrounding regions today. Although they did not have a formal writing system, the Inca used a system called quipu, which consisted of a series of colored knots on strings used to store and communicate information. Religion and cosmology. The Inca tribe had a strong system of beliefs and cosmology. They worshipped numerous gods, with the sun god Inti being the most influential deity in Inca religion. The Sapa Inca was considered a direct descendant of the sun god, giving them legitimacy and power. Ceremonies and sacrifices were an important part of Inca religious practices, including the sacrifice of animals and plants as a sign of respect to their gods. Social system. The Inca tribe had a strict hierarchical social system. The Sapa Inca was at the top of the hierarchy, followed by the royal family and ruling elites, noble groups and traditional leaders. Curakas played important roles in governance and regional administration. The common people, who were farmers and laborers, formed the majority of the population. Art and crafts. The Inca tribe was renowned for their art and craftsmanship. They produced beautiful textiles using intricate weaving techniques and created jewelry and statues made of gold, silver, and stone. Inca art often depicted religious and mythological themes, as well as everyday life. Unfortunately, the existence of the Inca tribe came to a drastic end in the early 16th century when the Spanish arrived in their territory. The Spanish conquest, led by Francisco Pizarro, resulted in the collapse of the Inca Empire and the suppression of their culture and way of life. Although the Inca tribe ceased to exist as an independent political entity, their heritage and cultural legacy continue to live on in modern Peruvian society and culture. Spectacular Inca archaeological sites, such as Machu Picchu, have become world-famous tourist attractions, serving as reminders of the great achievements of the Inca civilization. Maya tribe. The Maya tribe is one of the most famous indigenous civilizations in Central America and Mexico. They inhabited the Mesoamerican region since the pre-Columbian period and reached their peak between the 3rd and 9th centuries CE. Here is some information about the Maya tribe, territory and governance. The Maya tribe lived in a region that encompassed much of southern Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador. They consisted of various city-state settlements with centralized governance around their city centers. Some famous Maya cities include Tikal, Palenque, Chichen Itza, and Copan. Architecture. The Maya tribe is renowned for their sophisticated architectural abilities. They constructed impressive pyramids, palaces, temples, and residential complexes made of stone. Examples include large pyramids with temples on their summits, which served as centers for ceremonies and religious activities. Astronomy knowledge and calendar. The Maya tribe possessed extensive knowledge of astronomy and developed a highly precise calendar system. They could observe celestial movements, identify planets, calculate lunar cycles, and determine time with high accuracy. Their calendar consisted of the Ha'ab calendar, solar year, and the Tzolk'in calendar, religious calendar of 260 days. Writing and literature. The Maya tribe developed a complex and unique hieroglyphic writing system. They used hieroglyphs to record history, mythology, religious ceremonies, and other knowledge. Many surviving Maya written documents, such as codices and stelae, provide important insights into their life and culture. Agriculture and irrigation system. Agriculture was a significant part of Maya life. They developed complex irrigation systems and managed farmlands in lowlands and mountains. Important crops in Maya agriculture included corn, beans, cocoa, cotton, and more. Religion and cosmology. Religion played a central role in Maya life. They worshipped various gods and nature spirits, including the sun god, rain god, and death god. Rituals and religious ceremonies were performed to seek blessings and maintain balance with nature. Art and crafts. The Maya tribe produced beautiful art in the form of sculptures, vases, wall paintings, and textiles. They mastered intricate weaving techniques and used natural plant-based dyes to create complex patterned clothing and fabrics. Maya art often depicted mythological scenes, religious ceremonies and everyday life, trade and commercial networks. The Maya tribe had an extensive trading system. They engaged in trade with other indigenous tribes in Mesoamerica, exchanging goods such as jade, obsidian, textiles, and agricultural products. Maya trade networks included overland routes and water routes, such as rivers and coastlines. Daily life. Maya daily life was dominated by agriculture and domestic work. Their society was hierarchically structured, with an elite class leading and farmers comprising the majority of the population. They had a complex social system with divided tasks and responsibilities based on social status. Decline of civilization. In the early 10th century CE, many major Maya cities experienced a decline, and new constructions ceased. Several theories have been proposed regarding the causes of this decline, including climate change, internal conflicts, exploitation of natural resources, and a decline in political and social support. Although many Maya cities were abandoned, a number of Maya communities still survive and preserve their cultural heritage to this day. The Maya tribe has a rich and diverse cultural heritage. Their legacy is seen in the art, architecture, writing, and astronomical knowledge they left behind. Maya life and culture continue in the traditions and practices passed down from generation to generation. Social and political system. The Maya tribe had a well-organized social system. They lived in a clearly structured society where different social classes existed. The elite class consisted of nobles, priests, and government officials, while farmers and laborers formed the lower class. The political system of the Maya tribe was based on the city-state system, where each city was ruled by a leader who also served as a spiritual leader. Mathematics and science. The Maya tribe possessed advanced knowledge of mathematics. They developed a vigesimal number system based on 20, and used numbers and mathematical symbols in their calendar and astronomy. They also had a deep understanding of astronomy, accurately observing the movements of planets, the sun, and the moon. Development of writing. Maya writing was one of their most significant cultural achievements. They used a complex and highly detailed hieroglyphic writing system. Maya hieroglyphs combined pictures, symbols, and syllables to record history, mythology, religious ceremonies, as well as astronomical and mathematical information. Our understanding of the Maya language and writing continues to evolve through the decipherment and interpretation of their hieroglyphs. Cosmological beliefs. Religion and cosmology played a central role in Maya life. They viewed the universe as a living entity filled with spirits that needed to be nurtured and offered sacrifices. Life and death held significant meaning in Maya beliefs, and they believed in a close relationship between humans, the spirit world, and the gods. Cultural heritage. Despite many abandoned Maya cities, many aspects of their culture are still alive today. Modern Maya communities continue to uphold traditions, language, art, and religious ceremonies. Maya society maintains traditional practices such as religious rituals, dances, music, art, and traditional medicine. Many Maya archaeological sites have also become popular tourist destinations, providing insights into their rich civilization. The Maya tribe was an advanced civilization with a significant cultural heritage in the history of Central America. Their knowledge in architecture, mathematics, astronomy, and writing continues to inspire and stimulate interest in this extraordinary culture. The Aztec civilization, also known as the Mexica, was one of the largest and most powerful indigenous civilizations in Central America during the pre-Columbian period. They established the Aztec Empire centered in the city of Tenochtitlan, which is now the location of Mexico City. Here is some information about the Aztec civilization, territory, and governance. The Aztec people originated from the region that is now central Mexico. The Aztec Empire encompassed a vast territory, including most of central Mexico and cities such as Tenochtitlan, Texcoco, and Tecopan. The Aztec political system was based on an absolute monarchy, with an emperor ruling as the political and spiritual leader. Architecture. The Aztec civilization had impressive architectural skills. One notable example is the city of Tenochtitlan, which served as the political, cultural, and religious center of the Aztec civilization. The city was situated in the middle of a lake and was built with bridges and canals connecting it to the mainland. The central part of the city featured a complex of buildings, including temples, palaces, and markets. Agriculture and irrigation system. Agriculture was the primary livelihood of the Aztec people. They developed advanced irrigation systems to cultivate farmland in lowlands and swamps. Aztec farming methods included terrace gardening and the use of organic fertilizers made from organic residues and mud from surrounding lakes. Trade. The Aztec civilization had a thriving trading system. They operated an extensive trading network with other indigenous tribes in Mesoamerica. Traded goods included food, textiles, crafts, obsidian, and even slaves. The city of Tenochtitlan became an important trading hub within this network. Religion and cosmology. Religion played a central role in Aztec life. They worshipped various gods and practiced human sacrifice as part of their religious ceremonies. They believed that the gods required human blood to maintain the balance of the universe. Large temples were constructed for religious ceremonies, and religious activities were highly significant in daily Aztec life. Art and crafts. Aztec art and crafts were highly renowned. They produced beautiful artworks in the form of sculptures, reliefs, ceramics, and textiles. Aztec art often depicted gods, mythological scenes, and historical events. They were also skilled in featherwork and created elaborate feathered headdresses and garments. Knowledge and astronomy. The Aztec civilization had advanced knowledge in astronomy. They studied celestial movements, observed planets, and developed an accurate calendar system. The Aztec calendar consisted of 2 parallel cycles. The Tonopohualli, a 260-day ritual calendar, and the Ekipohualli, which covered the solar year. Their knowledge of astronomy was also used to organize religious ceremonies and determine the appropriate timing for agricultural activities. Writing system. The Aztec civilization developed a complex writing system. They used symbols called glyphs in pictographic and logographic forms to record their history, mythology, and daily activities. While much of the Aztec written evidence has been lost due to the Spanish conquest and suppression, some manuscripts known as the Aztec codices have survived to this day. Education and honor class. The Aztec civilization had a structured and hierarchical education system. Aztec children received education at home and in schools managed by priests and nobles. Their education included subjects such as history, religion, mathematics, art, and language. There was also a special honor class consisting of scholars, poets, and custodians of Aztec culture who were respected by society. Conquest by the Spanish. The Aztec Empire was eventually conquered by Spanish colonizers in 1521. The conquest was led by Hernán Cortés and his allies. Military strength, diseases, and internal divisions played a significant role in the defeat of the Aztecs. The city of Tenochtitlan was destroyed, and Aztec culture underwent significant changes under Spanish colonization. The Aztec civilization left a strong cultural legacy in the history of Central America. Although their empire collapsed, many aspects of Aztec culture can still be seen in the art, architecture, religion, and traditions passed down by their descendants. The Aztec heritage remains an important part of the identity and culture of modern Mexico, and efforts are being made to preserve and honor their legacy. Lakota Sioux Tribe. The Lakota Sioux tribe is one of the Native American tribes originating from the Great Plains of North America. They are part of the larger Sioux tribal group, which also includes the Dakota and Nakota tribes. Here is some information about the Lakota Sioux tribe, territory, and lifestyle. The Lakota Sioux tribe inhabited the present-day states of South Dakota, North Dakota, Nebraska, Wyoming, and Montana. They lived as bison herders and led a nomadic lifestyle, following the movements of their animal prey for hunting and seeking sources of food. Their way of life was highly dependent on bison, which provided them with food, clothing, tools, and building materials. Social structure. The Lakota Sioux tribe had a social structure based on family and clan. The family was the basic unit in Lakota Sioux society, and clans were groups consisting of several families with kinship ties. Honor and social status were acquired through bravery in war, hunting skills, and moral goodness. Religion and spirituality. Religion and spirituality played a significant role in the life of the Lakota Sioux tribe. They believed in the presence of spiritual powers in the universe and revered the spirits that existed in nature. Religious ceremonies, rituals, and traditions were important aspects of their culture, such as the Sundance ceremony, the rite of passage for young men, vision quest, and sacred animal dances like the bison dance. Language. The Lakota Sioux language is part of the Sioux language family. This language has different dialects among different groups within the tribe. The Lakota Sioux language is one of the Native American languages still in use today. Efforts are being made to preserve and promote the use of this language to prevent it from becoming extinct. Warfare and warrior tradition. The Lakota Sioux tribe is known as formidable warriors with a rich warrior tradition. They have a long history of conflicts with other Native American tribes and European American settlers. Prominent tribal leaders such as Chief Sitting Bull and Crazy Horse became respected figures in the history of warfare in North America. Historical changes. Like many other Native American tribes, the Lakota Sioux tribe experienced dramatic changes in their way of life with the arrival of European American settlers. They faced land dispossession, overhunting of bison, military attacks, and significant socio-cultural changes. Despite facing many challenges, the Lakota Sioux tribe continues to maintain their culture, treaties, and reservations. After a series of conflicts with the U.S. government, the Lakota Sioux tribe was forced to sign a series of treaties that reduced their territory and compelled them to move to reservations. The Fort Laramie Treaties of 1851 and 1868 were significant agreements that determined Sioux territorial boundaries and provided certain rights to the tribe. However, many of these treaties were not honored by the U.S. government, and the Lakota Sioux tribe continued to face pressure and violations of their rights. Indian Freedom Movement. In the early 20th century, the Lakota Sioux tribe became involved in the Indian Freedom Movement, which aimed to fight against oppression and advocate for their rights. Leaders such as Chief Red, Cloud, and Chief Crazy Horse played significant roles in this movement. They fought to protect their land, cultural freedom, and tribal autonomy. Wounded Knee Massacre. One infamous tragic event in the history of the Lakota Sioux tribe is the Wounded Knee Massacre of 1890. In this incident, U.S. military forces attacked a Lakota Sioux encampment at Wounded Knee Creek, killing hundreds of people, including women and children. This event became a symbol of oppression against Native American tribes and left a deep imprint in the historical consciousness of the Lakota Sioux tribe. Culture and heritage. Despite facing challenges and oppression, the Lakota Sioux tribe continues to preserve and celebrate their culture. Traditional ceremonies, dances, music, and handicrafts such as wood carving, traditional clothing, and Lakota Sioux crafts remain integral parts of their identity. Many efforts are being made to preserve the language, traditions, and history of the Lakota Sioux tribe, as well as to advocate for their rights and the restoration of their taken lands. The Lakota Sioux tribe has gone through a challenging journey in their history. However, they remain steadfast in preserving their cultural identity and continue to fight for their rights as Native American tribe. Their heritage and contributions to the history and culture of North America continue to inspire and influence future generations.